Hello and welcome to Stir Crazy Arts class with Gerald, Savine, lesson 55. We're going to look at the last painting we did just to show it being completed. Due to the phone ringing, I couldn't finish the lesson off last time. I do apologise for that. But I just finished off some of the work here, and also you might notice that I finished painted the gulls in the background as well. So I hope that you've managed to do this and completed the painting before we start our next project. Okay, so if we look at the new project, we're going to paint a picture of a windmill, which is not one of the easiest things to do, as you'll probably find out shortly. But this is a very well-known windmill on the Norfolk coast called Cley-next-the-sea. And one of the big things here is we're going to be involved in the perspective. Can you see these lines here? If you remember the lessons we did back in lesson number 5, if you bring those two lines together, they come to a point about here. And then that's where your eye level is. And all these lines here that are on the landing stage, they all should line up to there, which they don't on this, but we're going to do it on our painting. Okay, we've got the boats. But also there's composition. We haven't got the lighthouse in the middle of the painting. Got it to one side. Sorry, the windmill. Dear, I can't tell the difference. So it gives you a balance here. I open out across the marshland here. There's a bund here. The sea's just the other side there, and then we've got the little river going round, which does eventually go out into the sea, and the boats and things. But the other thing I should be introducing to you, as my art class people know, one of my favourite colours, which is Payne's Grey, but it's the Winsor & Newton's Artist's Payne's Grey. The downside is it's slightly more expensive than the Cotman's that we use as well, but it's a very useful paint and it goes a long way. The other colour I'll be introducing in this painting is Winsor & Newton Permanent White Gouache paint. Again here, because it's gouache, it covers over the watercolour and you can put other colours on top. If you remember, with watercolour, you have to work with light colours first, then go to darker colours, because the light colours can't cover over a dark colour because of the transparency of the paint. Right, so what I'm going to do is, to start off with, I've lightly drawn out already because to save a lot of time. What I've done here, if we bring up this line here, which is the edge of the footpath that runs along and takes you through to and then if you carry on up like that, beyond where we want to be, and you come back down here, this is the bottom of the wall where the wall meets the path. That is the vanishing point. So what we'll do is, and that's your eye level, so we'll take that line out. Don't need that anymore. Just remember that's where the spot is. So that then these lines here, which are on the walkway down to the river, they would line up there. Can you see? So that would come here. And perhaps it'd be a good idea if I drew these the back and the front of the landing stage in as well, first of all. Sometimes you have to think of so many things to do. So again, just carefully going along here. If again, I'll forgive you if you decide you'd like to use a ruler to do this, but make sure this part here is horizontal with the bottom of the page. So again here, it ends there. So that would come up to there. Can you see? So that's going to go there. That's going to be going there. Again, you don't have to be absolutely 100% perfect, but it just helps if you can get as near as you can. So I'll do this fairly quickly because I obviously want to get on with the rest of the picture. But again, gradually what happens is it'll get, as it goes away, it gets wider and wider. And then obviously we've got the legs here going down into the grasses. Again here. So we've got that. Now what I have done here, when we've got the reeds and things, I don't know whether we had can I just show you again a close look at the painting itself, the original painting. Can you see how we've got the reeds here and grasses, and over here we've got reeds, we've got the water for boats, and again you can see, if you like to pull back that so we can see the whole of the painting. We'll be aiming at. This is going to be the fun bit, is getting the sails of the windmill done. But so we'll come to that shortly. Now you notice here again we're starting from, as it were, the bottom upwards. I always recommend you're building up your picture that way. Although when we come to paint, we tend to start at the top and work our way down and forward. But at this moment in time, we're building up the paint, the actual composition. So by doing that and getting these bits in first, and also where we've got the grasses and the reeds coming here. Now I'm having to do it slightly darker so you can see it, but when we come to it I'll probably knock these back a bit. But again you can see this is fairly rough. Again, if you do it lightly it doesn't matter. I'm just looking at how I've got the colours working here. So we've got all these layers of grasses. I'm going to draw a line for the edge of the water here in the river. Over this side we've got the reeds coming here, so again we can do that just to remind ourselves. You get the bits on top of the reeds as well, so you've got that. Again, just a hint of where you're going to do. When we come to paint it'll all come together better. We've got the boats down here, so we haven't even yet gone to we've got the back of one boat here, where the engine goes, if it has a motorised unit to go on the back of the boat. I hope you can see this. Sorry, I'm having to work again slightly cack-handed so that I don't get too much in the way of the picture as I draw it up. Getting the shapes of the boats, again, is not an easy thing. It's one of the things that I do a lot of, or have done in the past, and I appreciate that it's not the easiest thing to do, but you'll notice it's much rounder here on the side nearest you as opposed to the far side of the hull of a boat. And we've got the seating in there as well. So that's obviously more of a rowing boat, that one. Then we've got more grasses and reeds growing up here. Again, when we come to actually doing the painting, again we'll have a relook at that. I'm going to just indicate roughly where we're going to have more of the reeds coming up. But again, these are going to help to do that at this stage, so that we know about doing the building, because obviously the building and associated bits and pieces with that, they are, shall we say, fixed. And so now we're going to get into drawing more of the building itself. That's the bollard at the end. That's the ground, and you notice that it's on a slope, so the road is going down. We put the first building in, which is here. We've got the again. I'm sorry, I have to try and see if I can do this the other way around. It makes it for me slightly more difficult, I'm afraid. But on the other hand, you perhaps can see what I'm doing better. So I'll do my best as far as that goes. Try and be as quick as I can. Hopefully we can get this done in the first 15 minutes. So again, we've got windows here and here, and what I'm doing here is I'm going to bring a line across there just so that I know that they will all sit on the same level. It looks as though we might have to go into a second session for as far as the drawing goes. We've got a wall here. Again, these are fixed things, and they're the things at the end of the day are important. I'll leave that for the moment because I want to get on as quickly as I can to the actual windmill itself. Not the lighthouse, as I said before. Now the important thing here is, if you draw the line, but don't make this too fat. You can use a ruler if you like. If you draw that up there, if you work out roughly where you think where the other side's going to be, if you were to draw a line, remember we did the bottles, you draw a line down the middle, you can you get the visual help to see whether you've got this angle the same as that one. And also it will help you get the roof done, because again here, it's a pointed roof, there's a skirting around where the roof comes. Again here, because we've got this line in here in the middle, we can then bring this here up to there. Now, this won't notice so much when we come to do the painting, but you've got the other side. It's worth putting it in at this stage. And again here, okay, it doesn't matter exactly where they are, but you can pull a line down like that. And I think we're just about to come to the end of the first session. So I'll say goodbye for now. We'll come to do lesson 56. We'll carry on with the drawing. Okay, so bye.